A lot of students spend time in preparing their application to study abroad, and then they finally get the admission, right? And at the end of the day, they apply for their visa. All this effort put in, at the end of the day, you apply for your visa, and then you are faced with visa interview, and you could not say anything. You feel less confident. You are not able to say things. All right. Today I want to talk about how you can speak confidently, and the questions that you think that you can expect, questions that you can expect from a visa officer. Hello, my name is Stella. Welcome to TZAC. All right. Today I want to talk about how you prepare for your visa interview and the questions that you can expect. Some of the questions that you can expect. Today I'll touch on 10 questions. All right. There are a lot of questions that you can expect, but I just want to touch on 10 questions. Like, as always, I don't want my videos to be too long so that you'll be able to watch it and get the message I'm trying to pass across. So the first question that you can expect from a visa officer is, why did you choose this university? Um, in this question, you should be able to answer why you chose the university. All right. And when you are answering this such question, you should be able to talk about maybe the university ranking in the study that you are going for. Talk about the modules of the model of the course that you are going for. Um, Maybe how that model is different from the same course that is being offered in another university. In my previous video, I made an example of how um, University A and University B can be offering the same course, like for example, a data analyst. But when you go into the module, you will see that the things that they are going to, the courses or the subjects or whatever, they are different. It's like when you go into the syllabus, if I use the word module, maybe some of us might be confused, right? When you go into the syllabus, you find out that the syllabus are different, right? You can mention things like that, and the strength of the university, or the ranking of the university. You can mention stuff like that that made you to choose that university. All right. There are other things that you can mention. I'm just giving you tips on how you can answer these questions, right? And then the second question, second question might be, why did you choose this course, right? Uh, as someone who is going abroad to study, and who has done admission process, gotten admission, like admission starts from the point where you select the university and then you select the course. So there is a reason why you chose the course in the first place, right? So you should be able to tell why you chose this course, right? And in the process of saying that, it's always wise that you are able to, say something about your background, maybe what you did before in your first degree, if you are going for masters, and if you've had like previous work experience that kind of align with your first degree, and then with this course, you should be able to say things like that. All I'm saying is that try to show a logical progression on why you chose the course. Okay, I chose the course because I have studied A in my first degree, and I have worked with A in this field that is aligned with what I have studied, and now I want to go uh, for masters to study on this because of this, or because of my work, or because you should be able to show a logical progression. That's all I'm saying. And then the third question might be, why did you choose the country? Okay, the country that you chose, what is your reason for choosing it? You should be able to say the reason why you choose the country. And then the next question might be, who is funding your studies? If you are the one funding your studies, if it is self-fund personally, you are funding your studies personally, you should be able to say, I'm the one funding my studies. In this process, you should know how much is your tuition fee. You should know what is the living expense. You should know things about accommodation, how much accommodation will cost you, and stuff like that. All right, just to show that okay, I know these things. I'm the one funding my studies. And then the next question might be, if you are not, there might be a follow-up question. If you are not the one funding your studies, maybe you have a sponsor. The visa officer might ask you, so who is sponsoring you, and what is the occupation of your sponsor, right? What does he do, or he or she does for a living? So you should be able to tell, you should know what your sponsor does for a living. You should know the relationship between you and your sponsor, all right? And then the next question might be, so what are your plans after graduation? Okay. Again, this progression, the logical progression, you need to show it. You should have a plan. There's before you went to study this course, or before you decided, okay, I want to go and study this course, you decided to study this course because there is a plan that you want to use the course for. Okay, so you should be able to have a plan. What is your plan after graduation? You should be able to tell the visa officer what your plan is. And the next question might be, have you previously traveled internationally? Okay. You see, this question, there is no cutting corner. There is no need to lie. If you have traveled internationally, say, yes, I have traveled internationally, and I've traveled to this country, this time, this year, this month, whatever. I've traveled to this country, I've traveled to that country. What you went to do in those country, you should be able to say them, okay? To say those things, those things that made you to go to those countries at that time. You should be able to tell. If you have not traveled before internationally, say, I have not traveled internationally. I don't think a visa officer would want to penalize you because you don't have traveling experience, or because you have not traveled internationally. Okay. And then the next question I think that the visa officer might ask you is, the next question might be, how did you find this university? Okay. So you applied to this university. Okay. How did you find it? Where did you find it? If you found it on Google, maybe you just search on Google and then you found it, say that you found it. Just tell the visa officer how you found this university. Okay. Now, I think the last question might be, last question from my side, okay, might be, let's say the visa officer asks you, do you understand the visa condition? If you are issued a visa, a study visa, do you understand your visa conditions, right? At least, even if you don't understand everything, you should be able to understand some things like how many hours you are supposed to work per week, um things like how long your visa duration is supposed to be. Not like sure you are supposed to know, but at least if you are going for a 2-year program, your visa might probably be 2-year program, 2 years visa, right? Unless maybe the country that you are going to study gives you, let's say, post-study visa. All right. If they give you post-study visa at the same time they give you your study visa, then it can extend more than the duration of your studies. All right. But usually they give you the visa for your for the duration of your studies, and then after your studies, then you cannot apply for your post-study visa. All right. So conditions like that. The most important one is, for me, I think, is you should know how many hours you are supposed to work as a student. Okay. Even if you don't know how long the visa duration is, you should be able to tell how many hours you are able to work as a student. Okay. These are some of the questions that I think that, okay, if you're preparing for your visa interview, you should know these things. There are other questions, more questions. You can do your research. So this brings me to the end of this video. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel, put on your post notification bell, so that when I post more videos, you'll be able to see those videos and watch those videos. And then like the video, share the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.